How's it going, everybody? My name is Zach, and today I'm going to be showing you my entire comic book collection. And if you've seen from the title, yes, this collection is about $4,500 worth of comic books that I have collected over about 5 years, just over 5 years. So I have eight giant, well, not giant, but eight boxes, basically filled, completely filled with comics. So I'm not going to take too much time. But since this is comic themed, I thought what better way to start out this video than with the Infinity Gauntlet. So let's get this out of the way and let's get to some comics. I am going to be going through these as quickly as I possibly can. I'm going to start out with the single issues of just what I have going here. So starting out, one single issue of Bloodborne. Next up we have an Invader Zim. I was not super into Invader Zim. I don't know how I got that. A lot of these, well, not a lot of them, but some of them are just random comics that I picked up or that were given to me. I have Plutona. I picked up issue number 4 because I thought the art looked cool. Never really got super into it. Here we start one of my biggest collections that I stopped after a while, but the Rick and Morty comic, starting all the way from issue 1, going forward, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot. I'm not going to count all of them, but continuing on. There is a lot of Rick and Morty. I did the single issues. I do like to get every copy that I can possibly get if I can, but I have not gotten like the volume versions of Rick and Morty yet. I just have the single issues. What are we at? 11 and 12. Oh my gosh. There's like, I have like 40 of these, plus some of the spin-off series that they did. 15, 16. And what do these run? Well, $4 a pop. So $4 a piece for each one of these so far. And like I said, I have 8 boxes filled basically completely up with comics. There's only a little bit of room in like two of the boxes. And before I continue any further, well, as I'm continuing, I'm going to give a shout out to the place where I got all of these. If you are ever in Alpena, Michigan, or anywhere near Alpena, Michigan, you need to stop in Alpena and check out Bob's Bullpen. He is a local comic shop, which also doubles as, well, triples now, as a hot dog restaurant. It's not just hot dogs. It's called the Bulldog, and an arcade. It is one of the coolest places here in this town, and basically every single one of my books that you're seeing here came from that store. Only a few of them, I think, were ordered on like Amazon or something like that. So we're up to 31 with Rick and Morty. 32. You know, I know that when you think about it, each one of these runs, you know, like for, you know, anywhere between like $3 to $5, sometimes $6, depending on when you get into like the Marvel and DC, the big name ones. When you own so many, I mean, I have hundreds of these. They start to add up. And a few years ago, I went through and just wrote down the cover price of every single book that I own, and it was just under four grand. And admittedly, I have not been picking up comics as often as I wish I were. But that right there was issue 50 of Rick and Morty. We're still in the Rick and Morty phase. Haven't even gotten past. Let's see, I'm gonna get the. Looks like I have a couple doubles of some of these as well, because some of these, like I said, you know, other people have gotten comics for me like as a gift. Bob's Bullpen has a raffle where you can win. It's a sponsored raffle from Latitudes Bar, I believe. And you can win comics, you know, like I think once a week or once a month or once every couple of weeks, whatever. Either way, You buy products from there. They give you tickets. You get a chance to win. Anyway, moving on. This is not even halfway through the first box. I'm gonna keep getting this going as quickly as we can. We're at 55. 55. I'm trying to remember where I left off with Rick and Morty, but I stopped picking these up. It's still ongoing as far as I know. Looks like that might have been the last one of the series that I got, issue number 60. Now we're into Rick and Morty Worlds Apart. Yeah, all right, Worlds Apart. So this looks like some of the spin-off series, one of the spin-off series. Rick and Morty Ever After. Continuing on with that. I'm trying to go quick here. Hopefully you can see each of these. Jerry Barry. Let's see. Deathstalkers. Looks like. The Vindicators. Little Poopy Superstar. That is a fun comic. We've got a Crombopulous Michael. We have a Dungeons and Dragons crossover one that they did, which is really fun. I have not read this in its entirety yet, but I did read the first issue and it was really good. We have a Sleepy Gary. We have a Pickle Rick, of course, because you can't do anything without Pickle Rick. We have a Jerry. Looks like a standalone Jerry. Or just issue 1. Rick and Morty Go to Hell. And that looks to be, finally, the end of my Rick and Morty series. Alright, so moving on from that, we're just going to keep trucking right along. What's coming up next? One of my personal favorite shows that I didn't know dipped into the comic world is Bob's Burgers. I love that series. And the comics are hilarious. So I think I have like the first 11, and I don't know why I stopped getting these. I forgot. It's been a long time. So these are fun. You know, some of them are done by different illustrators. You just get fun little quirky stories of the Belchers, and I don't think I would consider any of it canon, but maybe. I don't know. Like I said, this is another one that I think has continued, but I have just fallen off and not gotten to it. Okay, moving on to the next bit, I have 3 single issues of Saga. Issue 49, 56, and 55 and 56. That one should have been back here. But these are the 2 newest ones, or 2 of the newest ones when they started back up after their hiatus. So now we get into Hit Girl. I have Hit Girl, the reboot, issues 1 through something. I'm not entirely sure. We're about to find out. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this isn't even the first box. I'm not too sure if I'm going to have to do this in multiple parts or not, because I don't want this to be the longest video in history. So, continuing on with that, issue 8, 9, 10... 12, looks like I'm missing 11. And then another Hit Girl. It starts at issue 1, looks like. And then 2, I'm not sure. A lot of these I haven't read. Most of these I picked up because I'm a fan of the series, but I just haven't gotten around to reading some of these yet. So, continuing on with that, we got up to issue 8, issue 9, 10... Look at me knowing how to count. 11 and 12. And then we start the reboot of the Kick-Ass series, which is a really, really good series. I've read what I own. I don't know if it's finished or not. There's issue 7. And we're getting to the last chunk of this first box. Good Lord. Issue 8. Yeah, Kick-Ass is a really good series. It's actually a woman Kick-Ass in this one, which is even more Kick-Ass. What is that? Okay, it was 11. I thought I skipped another one. 13, 14. I don't know if this is a finished series or not. It's got up through 17, 18. Okay, it goes... I have up through 18. And then I have one called Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl. Issue 2... 3, looks like I have 2 copies of 3 and 4. So that's it for the first box. Like I said, some of these I have duplicates of multiple different series out there. because sometimes, you know, I've won the raffle a handful of times. Oops. But also, I sometimes forget what I already have, and I've just bought them by accident. So I have a couple duplicates. Not a big deal. I really don't mind because, like I said, you know, it's only a couple bucks. But after a while, they start to add up. And like I said, I have been collecting these comics for over 5 years now. Because Bob's Bullpen, again, I'm going to continue to shout this man out because he runs an amazing business and it's like my favorite store in my town. So, all right, that is it for box 1. Moving on to box 2, I think is another kind of miscellaneous maybe. Yeah. This is some fun stuff here. So, moving away from single issues for a little bit. This was a series that I tried to get into, but I couldn't really continue with it. It's not that it's bad. East of West, the volumes. I have volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's a pretty alright series. Kind of lost my attention after a while, but moving on to one of my personal favorite series, from what I hear, I actually watched the trailer for it. It's being made into, I think on Paramount. It's called Paper Girls. This is an amazing series, and I have all 6 of the paperback volumes. Yeah, it's a very good series. If you have not read it, you should. And moving on to another one of my personal favorites. That's why I kept them in this box, because it's one of my favorites. Saga. Saga is beautiful. The art is amazing. The story is phenomenal. But I have all 9 of these. And I will never get rid of my collection. I am not one to do that. I know a lot of people like to sell, and I have in the past. There's been tons of my collections in the past that I have had to sell, but I'm at a point in my life where I'm not doing that anymore. I'm keeping everything. This series that I'm about to show is another fun one. It was actually recommended to me by a previous coworker of mine who now works at the comic shop, Bob's Bullpen, and it is called I Hate Fairyland. It's a 4-volume series. At least, I don't know if there's anything else after this. It's only 4 volumes. It's like a messed up, gory, bloody Alice in Wonderland. You can't really go wrong with it. This should be in my DC box, but I don't have any more room. It is a hardcover copy of The Batman Who Laughs. One of the best characters to come out of the Metal series of DC. It's just, I have a statue of him, which maybe I'll show at the end of this. And to top this box off really quick, I have a few issues of Robert Kirkman's, I think, newest series, Die, Die, Die. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Yeah, 6 and 7. Once again, I did not continue with the series. I don't know why. So, alright, moving on to the third box. I think I'm going to do 4 boxes in one video and then do the last 4 boxes in another one, as to not make these crazy long videos. And yeah, I do not have any editing equipment, so I have to do all of this in one take, so bear with me, thank you. Alright, moving on to one of my personal favorite. I know a lot of people have a preference of DC or Marvel, but I think just, man, enjoy. It's all good. DC is definitely a little more dark than Marvel, but I don't know, Marvel's got some pretty dark stuff going on. This, I believe, was a free comic that came on Free Comic Day. Got a couple of Batman series, Batman and the Signal. That the best Batman. Once again, I have not read a lot of these. Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. This is an interesting series, a fun take on Scooby-Doo. Let's see. Some more. A lot of these, if you can see on here, they're related to metal, which is one of the best, one of my personal favorite, like modern tells. Let's see, Curse of the Brimstone, Sideways, more Sideways. Let's see, No Justice. No Justice was a really cool little side story. It's just fun. I'm a sucker for crossovers, which is why I think a lot of people are. That's why Infinity War and Endgame, and anytime you see superheroes popping up in other movies, it's just fun. Doomsday Clock. This was a really cool story. It was a crossover with Watchmen. But I don't think I have all of this completed. I think I'm missing a few volumes or a few issues. Yeah, I have 6 of 12. Moving on, some more of the metal tie-ins. This was a lot of they were promoting metal a lot, and so all of these these are cool. I love like holographic. I don't even know if you can see this on here, but I love, that's why I get multiple copies. You'll see that when I get to certain series, but I get multiple copies of the same issue because they have different art. And I am a sucker for, I'm a collector. That's what I like to do. I like to collect different versions of the same thing. Even though I shouldn't, I can't really afford it, but I mean, I'm sure you can all relate to that, so. Green Arrow, another one I haven't read. Green Lantern, haven't touched that one either. Damage, Teen Titans. That was one of the comics. It wasn't this comic, but it was based off of the Cartoon Network version back in the day. This is a cool one. It's The Button. That's the first issue of The Button. Pretty fun series. But it was like the Cartoon Network version of Teen Titans. Back at like my books, that we had a bookstore here back in the day called Walden Books, if anybody remembers. It was like my favorite place. But they had like some comics, and Teen Titans, based off of the cartoon, was one of them that I collected. Other than that, I got into comics like super late, like about 5 or 6 years ago when I started collecting. Originally, I went for, and I'll get to it when I start talking about The Walking Dead, but The Walking Dead is what got me into comics. I started watching the TV show, knowing nothing about it, and to discover that it's a comic book. So I went to the comic shop for the first time, and he had everything like up to date. I think the newest volume that came out at the time was like 25 of the comics of The Walking Dead, and the volume 25. So, like I said, and there's only 32 volumes of the series, so I got into this way late, but I got so hooked on the TV show. Real quick, here's where we get into metal. Everything was leading up to this. The Batman Who Laughs, one of the best characters to come out of the modern series, the Batman Who Laughs. Now we get into metal. We have the single issues. All of them have like really beautiful covers. And it's a great, like it's a good read. And if you're in Alpena, Michigan, go to Bob's Bullpen and buy it because he has it. I have 2 copies of that. I think I got this one in as one of the winning prizes. And I have an alternate cover of it because, like I said, I'm a collector and I like to try to get everything I possibly can. Random Zombies version. And then Snyder came out with a new 3-shot issues. I got that. Batman Last Night on Earth, issues 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah, I would say if I had to pick based off of my favorite storylines in the comics, I'm more of a DC fan. But when it comes to the movies, Marvel is just, they're so good. We have Batman White Knight, which is a really cool tell about the Joker losing his like crazy. And then we have Dark Days, which is some of the single issues that I just showed, but in a nice hardcover. Hardcovers are really what I like to go for in collecting because they're just so cool. And then we have Dark Knight's Metal. Like I said, one of the best series. Actually, real quick, while we're talking about that, I'll actually show my statue of him, which, would you believe, I got from Bob's Bullpen? Because I did. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Nice statue. The detailing on it is really, really nice. So yeah, that's just a little bonus. Bonus bit there. Moving on again. What was that? Oh, that was Dark Knight's Metal. This is actual metal. This is the actual comic of that. I forgot just how many promotions that they had. Like how many things leading up to the actual event. And I think there's even one after it that I haven't picked up yet. I think I have the single issues in another box, but I have not picked up the the hardcover. Now we have the New 52 Batman. One of the coolest like story arcs of Batman that I was recommended. So I think I bought them all. I don't know. I might be missing a few. But anyway, a few more of these. And the last one that I own is that one right there. So I have 7 volumes of them. I don't know if there's any more. If there is, I will have to get them eventually. But one cool thing that you might not have seen, I don't know how many people or how many distributors do this, but one of the nice, amazing things about Bob's Bullpen is he goes the extra mile for the customer and always tries to get really cool things. So it's just a simple little poster promoting metal, but it's pretty nice for being a free product. So, yeah, once again, if you're ever in Alpena, you need to stop by Bob's Bullpen because he has some really cool stuff. And every single comic, besides like, I don't know, 5 maybe in my collection, I have gotten from his store. So, thank you, Bob. Please don't ever go out of business. I don't know what I would ever do. So, that's it for that box. A DC box. Yeah, and I think this is going to be the last one for this video because we're already at, 22 minutes. Okay, real quick. We're going to speed this up. This box is busted. I got these two as a promotion that Bob's Bullpen was doing one time. Also picked up a Deadpool Bad Blood hardcover. Like I said, I always like to go for hardcover when I can. And here is... We're getting into the Marvel stuff. Marvel's Avengers, Astonishing X-Men, issues 1, 2, X-Men Blue. Yeah, there's a lot. And this is only the 4th box. I still have 4 more to go. And I haven't even gotten to my all-time favorite series of all time. 2 copies of that. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of these I have not read yet. This one was really cool. Marvel Legacy. I got this specifically for the, you can't feel it, but it's like when you run your fingernails over it, you could hear it go like, vim, 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 vim. Yeah, anyway. Secret Empire issue 6, another 6, volume 7, issue 8, issue 9. I have the rest of them, but I think they might be out of order. Another issue 9 with a separate cover. Secret Empire Iron Man. I'm not too sure what that is, but it might be in volume 9. Okay. Avengers Civil War 2, 13, Black Panther, Daredevil, Captain America, Spider-Man comic, another the Amazing Spider-Man, the Avengers. We've got some Thor, issues 1, 2, 3. Looks like I'm missing issue Thor, issue 5. Okay, and then Infinity Countdown. There is another Infinity War series that they did. And here's the tie-ins or the lead up to the big Captain Marvel Infinity Countdown. Yeah, I picked up as many of these as I could because they're all related somehow to the big bad. Darkhawk. Scooch that over. Moving right along with another Darkhawk. Infinity Countdown Champions. Oh, Adam Warlock. What a character that I wish would make it into the MCU. Hopefully one of these days. Prime, Sleepwalker, another Sleepwalker. Once again, Sleepwalker. 4th time's the charm, right? Alright, Weapon Hex, looks like. Iron Hammer, I have read that. That's a really cool, a cool concept. Because the Infinity War that they ended up doing, I have 2 of those, has some really cool ideas in it, and I personally liked it. I thought it was really good. Soldier Supreme, it's another part. Yeah, it's like they took certain 2 characters and mixed them together, and it was a really fun. It was a fun story. Infinity Warps, Infinity Wars, sorry, Fallen Guardian. I believe, yeah, this one has it has a honor to Stan Lee, which is really sweet because that was around the time that he passed away that this series was going on. And now we get to the actual story, Infinity Wars. Second cover of issue 1. And I have a case, it's actually in a neat little plastic case of issue 2. And just the regular version of issue 2. Issue 3, issue 4, issue 5, I don't know how far this one goes. And then 6 is another dedication to Stan Lee at the top, which is just super sweet. Then getting into, I think this came after Avengers No Road Home, issues 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, I think 4? Yeah, 4, maybe a 5. Hercules, I hear he's maybe popping up in the MCU soon, or already has, question mark? Oh, 6. Okay, it goes on even farther. 7. Whoa. Most of the time, see, if it's a short series, it's usually between like 3 to, okay, so 10 issues for this series. It's sometimes short, sometimes it's upwards of 6 issues. And then here we have the War of the Realms. This was this was a really fun one as well. I have all 6 of these. And I don't think I have any special ones for that. Doesn't look like it. Now this one I'm a little bit bummed out about because I lost the sleeve for it. But it is, not Infinity War, it's Civil War. Civil War 1. I have that hardcover and I lost the sleeve to it. And to follow that up, I have Civil War 2 with the sleeve still intact, which is really nice. What do we have here? A little spinny wheel that came with the Infinity War promotion. So, all right, that is it for this box. I'm actually going to set this down and end this one. This is going to be the end of part 1 very shortly, same day that this one goes up. Part 2 will be going up as well because I'm filming these one after the other. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video. It really, really helps me out. If you would consider subscribing, that would be amazing as well. And part 2 is coming very, very shortly, if not already, if you're watching this in the future. If so, what up, future? And all right, yeah, thank you for taking the time to watch this. And part 2 is coming very soon. All right, have a good day. Bye.